So looks like a lot of people have already joined. So hello and a very good evening to all of you who have joined with us today. I hope you all are doing really well and staying safe and sound. So our newbies who have joined with us today, you all have come a long way with us since the orientation and now the ignition. And throughout these seasons, we have seen a lot of active participation of you all. And I guess most of those active participants have joined with us here today. So we are so glad to see you all. And we warmly welcome all of you to the ignition once again. However, you all must be quite tired, right? Because just as the orientation ended, the ignition commenced. And then there were those competitions, you know, the rethink and then the crossword puzzle, to fill a puzzle, make a puzzle, whatnot. And then those on-time submissions competing with the clock. That was a lot, yes. And you all did so much during this period. So that's why before anything else, we thought of appreciating the amount of hard work, the amount of effort, and the amount of dedication that all of you showed during this whole period of the ignition as well as the orientation. Isn't that enthusiasm commendable, Samit?
Yes, Maliti. In the aspect of rethink, the editorial competition, all the scripts that we received were fabulous. talking about the crossword puzzles. Honestly, we were surprised to see them. The amount of content, clue submissions, the designs, they were beyond our expectations. So hats off to the tremendous effort behind that.
Yes, I mean, sure. Hats off to that tremendous effort behind everything. Okay, so with that small token of appreciation to our lovely newbies, we can now remark the commencement of the ignition of RotaSpark for the year 2022.
Moving on, we have a special guest present with us. But perhaps you already know about him, isn't it, Malin?
Yes, Savin. He has already presented himself in the orientation day as well. So probably our newbies already know about who we are talking about. And here it comes in the screen.
Indeed. So without further ado, let us invite the president of the Rotaract Club of the University of Moratuwa, Rotaract Bimsara Somaratna, to address the gathering in order to signify the commencement of this event. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Naveen and Madit. Can I get a quick yes whether I'm audible and visible?
Yes, I am. You are both audible and visible.
Okay, thank you very much. So it has been a week, more than a week, and you guys have been doing so tremendously good. I saw new faces in Mitrusulaga. I saw your submissions on Rethink. I saw 500 plus submissions on poster presentations, competitions like that. So, how was your days with Rotaract? Is it good? Is it kind of weird? It's kind of awkward? Any comments? You can use the chat box. I guess chat box is active. Nothing. How are you feeling about Rotaract? After a couple of months of hard work? Yes, I'm getting few responses. Good, great, awesome. Yes, nice. Keep up the messages coming. So literally, for last couple of years, the process of RotaSpark, the main sub-projects of membership avenue, main project of the membership avenues, have created the story that where our own newbies get the chance to explore what really Rotaract is. I'm pretty confident for last couple of months, from the initiation, from the start of the day one, you'll get an idea about Rotaract. I'm pretty confident that my beloved directors, my organizing committee people, each and everyone will teach you about something and everything about Rotaract. But there are a lot to learn. That's why Ignition and coming setups are here for you. And this is basically will be the arena you will get the chance to explore the true spirits what you're doing in Rotaract. Basically, in Rotaract, what I really enjoyed for last couple of years, for last exactly 5 years, is the goodwill and better friendship. Even right now, I am staying with my set of friends of Rotaract. To be honest, I'm not staying for last couple of days. I'm not at home. I'm in the substation. So even doing those things, I am really committed. I really arrange my time to come here and speak to you because that's how much I enjoy this. I'm pretty confident this club, this movement will teach you how to serve your own community. Will give you new set of friends, and they will be friends for life for sure. If you have ever been to a general meeting, there are some things, some special concerns, some special practices we are doing. Those things are the signature things that we are doing. And out of that, I thought of picking one small thing, the Rotary 4-way test. That will carry on the spirits of Rotaract and Rotary as well, which is the mother organization of Rotaract. So what is this Rotary 4-way test? When we are initiating each and every general meeting, you will witness few general meetings in the coming months as well, for sure. We are saying the things we are saying, doing, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair for all concerns? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? So, why I really stated these 4 things? This is what core of Rotaract, core of Rotary has been made. For last 4 years, 4 to 5 years, which I have seen through the experiences which I have get and the current experience which I have given, always we try to do our best. When we are doing some things, we are doing a project, we are trying to highlight the best impact, not the PR side or not the dark side, not the humanitarian parts, but we are doing the truth for our own communities. We are saying the truths. And when we are doing a project, when we are doing any set of scenarios, when we are playing any personal role, as a Rotaractor, what we do is we are thinking, will it be fair for all concerns? That is basically because, yes, we are creating impacts. It can be either one of our undergraduates, it can be one of our own humans in the community, it can be each and everyone who are around us. The only thing we are focused on is whether it will be fair to each and every party. Volunteering stands for some, in Sri Lanka context, volunteering stands for we are doing some social service. But while doing social services, we can do 1001 illegal things. But through Rotaract, we are considering, we are thinking whether we are doing the fair thing for each and every stakeholder of this organization. And in the beginning, I mentioned the most enjoyable part of Rotaract is the better friendships. You will get friends for life. You will find people for your life. And for sure, they will guide you. They will teach you. They will give 1001 memories for you guys. And while doing that, we are trying to build goodwill to the entire community. We are trying to create a good friendships. There are more than 1,000 plus Rotaractors all around Sri Lanka. Nearly 1 million, nearly 100,000 Rotaractors around the world. Nearly 10,000 plus clubs around the world. Through all and each avenue, using, if you are going with international services, whether we are going PD, that means professional development, whether we are going community service, we are developing goodwill and better friendship for sure. And most important thing, end of the day, we are creating impacts that will be beneficial to the entire community. That's what we really do. That's why we really enjoy this program. I'm pretty confident in coming months, in coming weeks, you will see the spirit of Rotaract. And I'm pretty confident my set of board of directors is ready to teach you, tell you what is Rotaract, what are our signature projects. As I get to know, you have already explored few signature projects. You have created clusters, and through the rethink and each and every competition, you are getting the exposure to this wonderful journey. So grab this opportunity. This is a wonderful opportunity. End of the year, within 3 to 4 months, you will see new faces. You will see new set of friends, and they will help you to release the stress and create good memories within the university. That is the story of each and every Rotaractor of Rotaract Club of University of Motor. Good luck, team. You will get the same experience, and hope all you guys will enjoy the evening. Thank you very much. Over to you, moderators.
So thank you so much, Bimsaraya, for that wonderful insight about Rotaract and for sharing your experiences as well. Okay. So now that we have listened to Bimsaraya, I think it's time for us to move on to know actually what Rotaract is. So what is Rotaract? Rotaract is a global organization that empowers students and young professionals to create positive change in their local communities and around the world. Therefore, Rotaract is all about a fraternity bound by common aspirations. And right now, in the present time, about 10,000 Rotaract clubs are present in about 184 countries. So that is a large community of Rotaract. So out of that large community of Rotaract, Rotaract Mora is one prominent institute-based club.
So what is Rotaract Mora? Let me put it this way. Are you looking for a platform to showcase your aesthetic talents where you can compete, learn, and grow?
Are you keen on taking part in formal discussions and speaking in forums where you get to uplift your diplomatic skills?
Are you an exuberant personality with innovative ideas and impeccable presenting skills?
Are you ready to interact with representatives from the corporate sector so that you can pave way for your career pathway and solidify your employability?
Are you passionate about giving back to the society by helping uplift the living conditions within the rural areas of Sri Lanka?
Are you hoping to lend a helping hand to those in need when they need you the most?
Are you willing to be a voice that will lighten up someone's life and guide them towards success?
Are you a person who is with nature and who loves nature and who is passionate about protecting the environment?
Well, these are just the outlines of some of the projects you will find in Rotaract Mora. But the best question is yet to come. Are you searching for a place to transform into a better version of yourself and build up new friendships that will last for a lifetime? Well, you have come to the right place. Welcome to Rotaract Mora.
So that's briefly about Rotaract Mora. Very briefly, I must say. Since you all have participated in this crossword puzzle competition that was held in the Ignition, well, I guess you already have an idea about the signature Rotaract projects, right? But the problem is, do you have an idea about the different avenues of Rotaract Mora?
Well, before knowing about the avenues, let's first have an overlook on the specialities of Rotaract Mora. So, Rotaract Mora is the first institute-based Rotaract club in Sri Lanka, as it was initiated in 1995. The unceasing legacy of Rotaract Mora continues to shine, having won 23 awards at the 31st Rotaract District Assembly held in 2021.
So those are the highlights. So what Savin mentioned just now was about the specialties of Rotaract Mora. And we all saw the significance of Rotaract Mora. So well, moving back to what I was talking about when Savin interrupted me last, I was talking about avenues, right? So what are avenues? What is that? If I give you a simple definition to avenues, avenues are different areas in the Rotaract Mora where different Rotaract projects are empowered and the club members are distributed too. So that's simply what an avenue is.
Sorry, Malita, I interrupted you. But as the newbies, in order to give you a brief yet vivid idea about what the avenues are, we have called upon our dearest avenue directors. They will give you a phenomenal idea about the avenues. So let's start with the most active avenue, community services. It is the kind of an avenue in which almost all of the club members are active in.
When we say community services, you must be thinking that it involves a lot of physical activities. So because of that reason, during the corona pandemic, this particular avenue must have kind of collapsed. But I must say this, even during the corona pandemic, despite all the barriers and disturbances, this particular avenue, the community services, were so alive and so active that they could achieve all their targets as they wished.
Well, that's certainly amazing. So why not we listen from the experts, those who made it possible? So I would like to invite our dearest Rotaractors, Rotaractor Bavun Mavitagama, Rotaractor Danoj Ninnada, and Rotaractor Sithira Liyanagi. Over to you.
Thank you, Rotaractor Maliti and Rotaractor Savin. So I will be representing my other co-directors to talk about the Avenue Community Service. So yes, as they said, Community Service Avenue is one of the biggest avenues where we focus mainly on helping the people around us, the community around us. And one of the most signature projects of Community Service Avenue is Grama Prabodha. So Grama Prabodha is a project where we choose a village for a period of 1 to 2 years, and we develop the said village. So what you see are some pictures of some phases of Grama Prabodha that were conducted last years. And as we have mentioned, so far we have developed 3 villages, Ranugalla, Hambegamo, and Dunupatagama. Dunupatagama being the last village that was developed. And moving on, so that is one of the biggest projects of our avenue. Manusat Hunter, Voice of Humanity. For those who have heard of this, Manusat Hunter was also the project that won the International Sinker Club awardee last year for the RI International Awards. And what we do here mainly is helping the visually impaired children learn for their O-levels and their A-levels, basically learn their education by helping them with creating some audiobooks, mainly past papers for both O-level and A-levels in both English, Sinhala and Tamil, and also helping them by creating more audiobooks, some newspaper articles and so on. So if anyone is interested in joining, you could always join us because through our online portal, we have some e-libraries and contributor portals. So you could just type Manusat Hunter e-portal or something like that, and you'll be directed where you could help by voicing some of this content yourself. Moving on. Hand in Hand. So Hand in Hand is a project that helps the cancer patients by raising funds through mainly selling cards, stickers in shopping festivals, and by also using some other phrases where we interact with the children directly. You could see some pictures of that. And we also interact with some elders to help them with some of their livelihood. This year, so far, we've done a fundraiser in the shopping festival for Christmas, and also another fundraiser for the shopping festival that will be coming on this April will be held. So if any one of you are interested again, you could join us. It will be held in the month of April. And you could join us to sell some of the cards, some of the stickers, and gain that experience of how to interact with the others, how to promote a project, how to promote a product to help the cancer patients, to help the people around you. So yes, that's mainly about Hand in Hand. And Nana Aruna, so if you're listening to what I'm saying, it will be obvious that each of these projects are focused on so many different aspects, so many different communities of people. So with Nana Aruna, what we are targeting is the underprivileged O-level and the A-level students who are sitting, as I said, who are sitting exams, and we are helping them by teaching them some of the subjects, covering up the subjects and helping them with some of the past papers and so on. So during the last year, we helped them with the A-levels, and of course, we are planning to help them with the upcoming O-level exams in May. So yes, that's mainly about Nana Aruna. And moving on, Antarata Attala. So Antarata Attala, this project focuses on the disabilities community as a whole, and we are more focused on helping them improve their English and computer literacy skills, and also helping them with having better employment opportunities. As a matter of fact, even today we had a phase where we helped some of the disabled people with selling some of their products. So these disabled people, some of them are entrepreneurs themselves, and they have their own products, their own services, which they would like us to promote. So yesterday we had this occasion where we helped them with selling some of their products. So Untitled also had some interesting events such as Unseen Harmonies, where we helped a band of visually impaired people to sing some Christmas carols. So these are some of the pictures from that stage, and we also have some disabled students with improving their English and some other skills. So yes, that's mainly about Untitled. And yes, so that's it about Community Service Avenue. It's an avenue where we always need your help. So if any of the projects grabbed your attention, do speak to us and let us know what project got your interest and reach to us. And there's always something or another which you could help us with. So yes, thank you.
Quite evident that it's one of the most active avenues in Rotaract Mora. So thank you so much, Akka, for those wonderful insights about the opportunities that the members have. So now let's hop on to another interesting section of Rotaract Mora.
Actually, Savin, before moving on to the next part, we would like to request you to rename yourselves as your name hyphen your house name, so that we will have your name as well as an idea of what house you are from. So if you could kindly rename yourselves. Okay, so moving on. Next one is once again an educative episode about an avenue. So the next one is about the membership development.
And guess what? It is the section through which RotaSpark is initiated.
Yes, so definitely that would have boosted the moods of our newbies, because this is RotaSpark. So once again, I don't think we have to bore anyone with our own description. So it's much better if we hand over to our avenue director. So we would love to invite Rotaract Sathira Patirana and Rotaract Chatana Suryarachi to give a vivid view about this avenue to our dear newbies.
Okay. Hi, Maliti and Savin. Hope I'm audible and I'm visible, right?
Yes, you are audible and visible both.
Okay, then newbies, welcome to the Membership Development Avenue. So I'll take you around the Membership Development Avenue. So very first thing, here I'm going to talk about the project Sugapeta. Sugapeta is a newly initiated project under Membership Development Avenue with the initiation of the medical faculty to the University of Morato. So main purpose of having this project is to build a health and balanced young person in a virtual environment. Hope you will understand what was our main aim. So we had a flyer series by mentioning the tips in the healthy diets, eyesight, and exercise, etc. Then we had a webinar series to give you a proper introduction and give you proper details about how to maintain a balanced young person in a virtual environment with minimum effects. So that's it about Sugapeta then I think. So let's move on to the RotaSpark, the signature project under Membership Development Avenue. So we'll take you around the tour of the RotaSpark. As you all know, you have registered to the orientation program of Rotaract Mora without knowing anything about Rotaract Mora. So that's the first step you made to take us to your very first step to the Rotaract Mora. So RotaSpark is the very first project of all of your newbies. So orientation program, we had wallpaper design competition, introduction video competition, and I think it's kind of icebreaker to all of you, and you make new bonds with your seniors and your colleagues, and I think you have now you have a bunch of friends around the university without even going to the university. That was kind of a privilege to a junior, of course. Yes, when I was a junior, yeah, that was a greater time for me. I get to know more friends from other faculties through RotaSpark. So I think you experienced RotaSpark excellently. So then the ignition. our second stop. Okay, this is the ignition. Hope you have enjoyed the ignition throughout past few weeks. You had a crossword puzzle and you get to know about what are the signature projects of Rotaract Mora. And I think you have developed your creativity and editorial skills as well through ignition. Yes. Then with today, ignition will conclude. But you have your next step, Open Week. Open Week will be a new experience, really a new experience for newbies and a greater chance for newbies to get to know about what are the speciality behind them and to find the best self of yours, find the best version of yours. So these are the things in a virtual manner. If this is in a physical manner, I think we can do more. We can engage more with our friends. We can get thousands of photos. But still in this virtual environment, I think we got some screenshots in our meetings and we had some workshops. I saw that Photoshop workshops, etc. Okay, so that's it about the RotaSpark. And after Open Week, there's a few things. There's a small another phase, but I'm not going to mention it right now because it's a surprise to you all. Okay, let's move to the next slide. I'll show you some physical photographs when things are normal, when things were really happy, when COVID was not there. We had this kind of physical gatherings with your own with friends and their directors. So here you can see the Harry Potter themed RotaSpark event photographs, and you can see our organizing committee as well. We planned so much of things for RotaSpark to welcome you all warmly to the Rotaract Mora. So last but definitely not least, again and again, I would like to welcome all of you to the Rotaract Mora. And yes, stay with us and reveal the best self of yours. Best version is yet to come. Okay, over to you, Maliti and Sari. Thank you.
Well, how exciting is it to know that we are in the Membership Development Avenue right now? So thank you so much, Chatanyaki, for taking us through that avenue. That was quite interesting. And I'm sure our audience they will probably ask for a physical RotaSpark once things are back to. I don't know, that's for you, Chatanyaki. So you will have to look on to that. So thank you once again.
I have the idea that the Open Week is going to be there.
Exactly, but she kept us waiting for the last surprise after the Open Week. We'll see what that is. So once again, thank you very much, Chatanyaki, for taking us through the avenue.
Okay, so now we have come to a very exciting point in our event, isn't it, Savin? So now it's going to be a little game. And have you heard of it? Have you heard of this name, Savin? Decode Me. Have you heard of it?
No, Maliti, I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I was just kidding because it's not possible that anyone had already heard of it because we created the name actually.
So we ought to tell them, right?
Yeah, so let's see. What is Decode Me? So as I mentioned earlier, Decode Me is a game, right? So simply it's a game and there you get to decode a particular text by following a sequence of steps. So it's more like unraveling a mystery letter by letter, clue by clue, and figure by figure.
Well, that does sound interesting to me. Let's see how audience reacts.
Yeah, honestly, I'm so excited to see our lovely newbies playing it. So I'm so excited.
It is quite obvious that you are far more excited than everyone else, Maliti.
Yeah, right, Savin. So, okay. No need to waste anyone's time. So, newbies, so now what you have to do is we'll be opening the breakout rooms. So what you have to do is you have to choose your respective house and then go to that breakout room. And in that breakout room, you will be having your very friendly house coordinator with you. And he or she, the house coordinator, will explain to you and give you all the relevant instructions required to play the game. Then you just have to play the game and return back. But keep one thing in mind that we will be sending a Google form what? A Google form, right? We'll be circulating a Google form in your WhatsApp group, that, you know, the WhatsApp group, which is just kind of restricted to your house. In that particular WhatsApp group, we'll be circulating a Google form, and it is in that Google form that you have to submit your answer after playing the game. Okay, so more instructions will be given to you once you go into a breakout room. So now the breakout rooms are kind of enabled. Yes, they are enabled. So you can choose your respective breakout room and then go into the breakout room and just wait for the coordinator to give you the instructions, play the game with all the consciousness required, and then return back. So see you soon. Play well.
Have fun, guys. We'll see you soon.
Okay, so now the form has been circulated through your WhatsApp groups, and probably you'll have to wait a little bit more until the breakout rooms are opened. So until then, you can wait in the main session. And once again, the chat section is open, and you can just post whatever you want in the chat section about how you feel so far, about the avenues that we discussed. We discussed about the community services avenue, about the membership avenue. So you can just comment on whatever you felt about those avenues, what projects caught your attention. So you can just chat, you can just drop anything that you want in the chat section until the breakout rooms are open.
We already know about 2 avenues, so we would like to know which one you know, which one you like the best from the 2 avenues that we've just heard. There's more to come, but from the 2 that you heard, which one are you more excited about? Guys, let's keep the chat section going up. We would like to see your replies, your answers.
Okay, so the breakout rooms have been opened and we can see that they are joining. So they are so enthusiastic, obviously. They were waiting for it, I guess. Okay, so you all can join leisurely. So we can see that there are some participants who are supposed to be in breakout rooms, but still are remaining in the main room. So we kindly request them to join their respective breakout room as soon as possible so that we can start the game.
Right. So it seems everyone's back again. So guys,
Yes,
the chat box. So guys, the chat box is open. I hope you racked your brains and hopefully decoded the message. How was Decode Me? We would like to know what you felt about the game. So the chat box is open and we would love to see what you guys think about the game. So let us see some remarks about Decode Me.
We would love to see the chat box flooding up right now with the comments. So you can just type whatever that comes into your head and just mention us. How was Decode Me?
Mikey, do you think it was hard?
I guess so. It must be, right?
Let's see what our participants are.
I have heard that it's kind of a difficult thing. Let's ask from the newbies actually. Oh. It was easy. Oh.
Well.
Ah, genius.
So you had some group work going on. Good luck.
That's what we want, right?
Group work, exactly.
Everyone to work as a group. That's what. That's exactly what we expect.
It might have been hard, but if you worked as a group, you might have been able to figure it out, right? Super easy.
Wow.
We'll see who the winners are going to be. So from the chat box, I feel it's going to be error, but we'll see, right, Mikey?
Let's see. Yes.
Right. So awesome. So guys, we hope you enjoyed Decode Me and you had a good time in the breakout rooms. And don't worry, there is more in store for you as we proceed through this event. So stay tuned.
Okay. So we can see that they are already drilled.
Maliki, what's next? What's next?
Okay, so we really had a very thrilling event. So I'm still excited, right?
You don't want to leave to the educational session.
I don't want to leave the court.
Okay. But yeah, since we have to move on with the agenda, let us move on to another avenue. So Maliti, this avenue is my personal favorite. And this is the Environmental Services Avenue. And do you know why it's my personal favorite?
Would love to know.
Okay, so mainly because of the project Susanthali. Now, this is a project done to conserve some of the world's most spectacular beauty spots, the coral reefs.
Yes, I mean, even I have heard that after the project of Susanthali, there were so many other projects, just like the Green Beach, which was a beach cleanup, and then Rhisopora, like many environment-related projects came into light. And I have heard that they were such cherishing experiences.
Indeed. So let us give the rightful recognition to the Environmental Services Avenue. And I would like to invite the lovely directors of the Environmental Service Avenue, the Rotaractors, Rotaractor Supul Kalhara and Rotaractor Charitma Hettiarachi. Over to you.
Thank you, Savi. Hi, guys. So I'm Charitma Hettiarachi, Co-Director of Environmental Services. Yes. So in the very beginning, our moderators introduced Rotaract as a place where you can transform yourself into your best version. So if you're willing to transform yourself into that level while giving back to the nature, if you're a nature person, of course, all of us are nature people, this is the avenue you need to join to discover that nature version of yourself. So with the Environmental Services Avenue, you'll get the chance to discover many beautiful projects where you can contribute to serve and protect, conserve nature in different aspects. If you're willing to conserve beaches and conserve beaches by minimizing the wastages that people are putting into that system, Clean SL is there for you. And if we're talking about Savin's favorite project, Susanthali, yes, to conserve these beautiful creatures, which are coral reefs, you can join Susanthali. And if you're interested in protecting puppies, dogs, stray dogs, if you're willing to lend a voice for them to those speechless creatures, Wolf Roof is there for you. And if you're someone who is willing to conserve mangrove system, we have a project in store for that as well, Grow Green, which Maliti introduced as Rhizopora, and Grow Green is the novel version of it for this year. And if you're someone who is willing to contribute to this nature in a different aspect with urban gardening or something like that, with modern technologies, with modern ways of conserving environment, yes, we got an initiative for you, that's Urban Scale. Let's move on to the first project. We have selected some of them, only some of them with the time constraint. So first of all, let's have a look at Susanthali, because even in the very beginning, Savin gave a beautiful introduction. So even you must have heard about that. So you are curious about that. So I'll start off with that. So as Susanthali, as you already know, it's a project where we conserve coral reefs. So this is not the first year of Susanthali. This is the second year. We started this back in 2018, 2017. As you can see on the slide, Susanthali is a project that focuses on the regrowth of coral reefs by installing permanent structures in the seabed. So for this year, we selected concrete structures as these permanent structures as a base for those coral reefs. So those concrete structures were designed by our university undergraduates and lecturers. For this year, we selected location as Mirissa as the location. So from the very beginning of the Rotaract year, we took several measures to bring this beautiful project into life by designing the structures and also by manufacturing them and contacting partners and all. So in January 2022, we were able to put this into action by 3 phases: deposition, replantation, and monitoring. Can we have the next slide, please? Yes, here you can see many, some beautiful snaps we got. So this is in the first picture, you can see the concrete structures. We deposited 20 concrete structures in Mirissa seabed. So the deposition was done by us, by Rotaractors, your very own Akila Ayala, and also with the help of Marine Environment Protection Authority. Throughout 3 days, we were hands-on in the deposition part. And after that, we headed towards coral transplantation. So for that, we concluded transplantation after 4 days by planting 100+ coral specimens. The species was Acropora species. So at that stage also, our Rotaractors were hands-on. They were on the beach. They were in the ocean throughout the days. They didn't think about their comfort or anything, but just to make a beautiful coral reef with Susanthali for this year. And yes, we have done it. We have achieved it because of the spirit, because of the hard work of our people in Rotaract. So, and in the last line, you can see some only 3 pictures of the team behind that massive adventure. So now we have concluded deposition and transplantation, and now we are left with the 3rd phase, which is monitoring process. And till completing 6 months, we have to do a continuous monitoring process. After that, we have to make another plan for that. So for monitoring and all, you also can take part in those sessions. Before you came to this university, the board members of Rotaract Club and the general members, which was only filled with our 20 batch, was there for all the tasks. But now you're here, so you also can be a part of this. You also can be hands-on people to protect these corals with monitoring process, of course. So please do join if you wish to. And also aligned with Susanthali, we are conducting some beach cleanups as well. And in the future, we are going to conduct an underwater cleanup, which will be a novel experience in Sri Lanka as well. So you can join that as well. the next project, it's Urbanscape. Urbanscape was an initiative for this year. If I'm saying where this came from, the birthplace of this, it came from a team of 20th batch. So when they were in your shoes, when they were taking part in orientation, ignition, and all these things, they witnessed, they saw what we have done in the previous year. And when they came to a project like Revelation, there was a project like Revelation where you could share your own project ideas. So at that point, 3 members from 20 batch came up with this beautiful concept to conserve the environment in a different way. In a different way in the sense, they thought of conducting an urban gardening session, urban gardening project, firstly as a hobby during the COVID pandemic. And also, most of the time when we are thinking about conserving environment, we are focusing on forests, ocean, beaches, and all. But we are forgetting that most of us are living in an urban area. In this context as well, we can conserve environment. We can make a beautiful green environment in this busy, polluted area. And we can reduce the pollution in this urban area as well with this kind of projects. So with that intention, they came up with Urbanscape. And in this avenue, we took that step to conduct that journey of Urbanscape. So this is also conducted under 2 phases. The first one was the social media campaign, and we concluded that. Firstly, if you go to Urbanscape Facebook page or Instagram page, you can see we have shared many tips regarding urban gardening, and also we conducted a competition for the gardening lovers as well to raise that enthusiasm they have and encourage them to do urban gardening with the minimum space they have, with the minimum cost, so on. So likewise, can we have the second slide, please? These are some snaps we got from the first phase, and we conducted a webinar as well, and now we are heading towards the second phase, which will be a physical phase. And under this, we are going to implement a grow house, which will be a physical implementation in our university area. We thought of bringing this urban gardening concept from home, houses, to physical, like public areas. So with that intention, for the first year, we are going to do this with our university premises. And in the coming years, you have that responsibility to take this to other grand places as well. So stay tuned. We are going to head towards that phase as well. So that's all about Urbanscape. And the next project is Grow Green. So this is not a new one to Environmental Services Avenue, but we came up with a new name for this. So the main purpose of this is to encourage mangrove transplantation. We have initiated this Grow Green for this year, and we are taking steps to implement this in a physical context as well. So in the coming month, you'll be able to join with this mangrove plantation. You will be the people who will carry this to greater heights. So stay tuned for that as well, to join with Grow Green and be a part of the team who is willing to give back to the nature. So that's it from my presentation. So with that, I would like to invite you all to join with us for the upcoming projects. There will be many beautiful projects where you get the chance to give back to the nature, like I said before, and also to meet your peers, to meet your friends, and have some fun while serving the nature. So that's all from my presentation. Over to you, Savin and Maliti.
Thank you so much, Shaka, for that. And that really boosted up my enthusiasm towards Environmental Services Avenue, because no wonder Zudantali is everyone's favorite, including Savin's. But I think the other projects are no less, like Urbanscape. That's such a profound idea. Okay, so however, no need of me to be emotional. So, okay. So thank you once again for that fabulous insight, Akka. So let's move on to the next one then.
So yeah, if that doesn't make you fall in love with nature, I don't know what will. With that, let's move on to another avenue. And next, we can, through this section, we can reinforce some knowledge on the international services. Well, again, you all must be bored. You probably wouldn't want to listen to our explanations because our directors are doing a great job at it. So without taking much time, let me invite the directors of the International Services Avenue, Rotaractor Sandali Manimendra and Rotaractor Avishka Pereira. Over to you.
Hi guys, so hope I am audible enough. Can I have feedback?
Yes, Arya, you're both, you're audible, but
yeah. Actually, my camera isn't like I don't
yeah,
have much.
you're not visible, but yeah, you're audible. Thank you.
The bandwidth is low, so I'll keep my camera turned off. Yeah. And also, money sensor regards. Yeah. So let me begin. Yeah. Let me begin. So yeah, I will now. You can see the first slide of the International Service Avenue. Is the project that we did, which is the Tour I project, where it was actually an international understanding project rather than a service project. So yeah, actually we did a virtual tour with like 7 countries: Bulgaria and Nepal, India and Pakistan, and also this Tanzania. Yeah, so that's it about the Tour I project. So moving on. Yeah, now we have this project Boon Digital. So this Boon Digital is a project where we focus on developing the literacy of students. Actually, we target the audience in the Tanzanian region. So we collaborated with the Tanzanian club, which was a Menge Catholic Rotaract club, and we contacted them and we delivered them some videos, and that was the rough idea about the project. So can we move to the next slide? Yeah, so this was the syllabus. Actually, we covered these content through YouTube videos, made those content available for the public, and you can now view those videos. Actually, the whole video series had just ended last week. Thanks so many collaborators from the general membership. Yeah, so that's the current status about Boon Digital. Moving on. Yeah, so the next phase of the Boon Digital actually will be coming in the next Rotaract year, not this year. Is to put up a website for Boon Digital. Actually, it will be something like a website like Coursera or Udemy, something like that. So the students will register for the course through Rotaract clubs, and also they will be given the freedom to join as with non-Rotaractors will also be given the opportunity. Yeah, so that will continue for the next year. So I think the invitation will be open to all the enthusiasts, all the developers for this project. So if you have any interest for this, do let me know. And now comes the next project, which is RMMUN. Actually, RMMUN have these 6 sub-projects on it, which is Covenant, Colloquium, Cognizant, and UNDAS, and Congrego, and SLRMUN. So I think these days you are seeing the flyers of SLRMUN and videos of SLRMUN, and also Congrego. This other project was like concluded a little bit earlier than I think your 21st batch wasn't with us when we were doing those other projects. However, that's a bit of the past of RMMU. So, but I will not mention more about Covenant and UN National Day. So we'll focus on the others. So moving on. First, I would like to introduce this Colloquium project, which is actually a video library for anyone who's interested in Model United Nations. So if you are interested in Model United Nations, if you registered for SLRMUN, so this is the must-watch video playlist in the YouTube. You can just go ahead to YouTube and type what is MUN Rotaract Mora, and the playlist will pop up in the topmost position. Yeah, so it contains like everything you would a beginner would need to know about MUN. Yeah, so that's it about the project colloquium. And then we have Conrigo. So Conrigo is a series of training sessions we did. Actually, we are actually having one right now to teach the undergraduates about MUN. So the first one was a video library, and in this project we also utilized those videos, and also there's like a kind of a big work there. So our team made up broke the participants into several groups, and they are currently doing these training sessions. Yeah, so that's it about Congrego. Next, we have Cognition. So actually, you might be wondering what is this Cognition. So you can see these photos where there are school students, and not like it doesn't like relate to normal traditional MUN. So you might be wondering, so what is the relation between cognizant and MUN? So let me explain about cognizant, what happened there. So it was actually what do you call it? Some sessions, some physical sessions, actually seminars we organized for school students. So the thing with it is the relationship between MUN and cognizant is that like when it comes to traditional MUN, what people will do is they just have the conference and give away the prizes. So that's the normal flow, but here we did a difference. So we adopted the United Nations to a larger extent than what other MUN bodies do. So yeah, so this adaptation was this. So so UN, what UN does is they do that things that facilitates the international audience, right? So here also we did something similar. So we told these students. So in this slide you can see the first phase of cognition. Actually, you will see in the following slides that there are three phases. So in the first phase, what we did was we did mathematics and English seminars for students in two schools in the Kurnagal region. So it was Tiragama Navodaya Vidyalaya and Bogama Madhya Mahavidyalaya. So we got the support from our Dr. Uday Jayatilaka from the mathematics department. So I think most of you guys must know him. Yeah, so Dr. Uday was the resource person for the math seminars, and Dr. Udeni Rosa helped us with the content for the English content. And moving on, in this next slide, you can see the second phase of Cohesion. So Cohesion, in the second phase, what we did was we covered content related to robotics, and the content was delivered for the students in Badegama Christchurch Boys College. So these are students from that school, and Circuit Breakers Robotics joined as a partner for the event, as the educational partner. A second. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it about the second phase. So you might be wondering what makes this IS, right? So this is why doesn't you just call this a community service project? So what makes this IS is that we deliver the content for the students in Philippines. So actually, I can't tell that name. Yeah. However, yeah, so this was a Philippines Rotaract Club. So we delivered the content for them in Philippines, and actually it wasn't just they didn't just contact a school; they contacted a whole division of schools and then delivered the whole content there. Yeah, and also after the project, we also shared the content with the Interact Club of Sofia Center. So Sofia Center is a school in Bulgaria. So we shared the content, the Interact Club of that school so that they can share among the school students. So yeah, so that's about Cognition. And then we have Sri Lanka Rotaract Model United Nations, so which is the final and the most biggest project we have under RMN. So we are having this conference on 26th and 27th this month. Yeah, so it's a Model United Nations conference. Yeah, that's about this RMN. And moving on, we have these 5 committees this year: SOCIAM, UNHRC, UNSC, UNICEF, and BIPC. Yeah, and the next slide, we have some photos we had from our last year. Can we move on? Yeah. So these are some photos from the last year. And the next slide, we have Ceylon Safari. So what makes IS a bit different from the other avenues is that, so you might have seen this Cognition and SLR, which Cognition falls under the community service avenue, and SLR falls under professional development avenue, and the Ceylon Safari falls under club service avenue. So what makes IS a bit different from the other clubs, other avenues, is that we are doing everything in the other avenues. So actually we have the freedom to do anything, given the fact that there are foreigners or a foreign entity, a community away who are outside of the Sri Lankan boundary are getting the benefit of it. So this is also something. So this is actually not an international service project. This is rather an international understanding project. Yeah. So this is mostly based on club service. Yeah. And so yeah, moving on. We are having a Ceylon Safari from April 10th to 20th. So I think the registrations are, we are closing the registrations now. So there are 3 phases. As I mentioned before, the safari will begin on April 10th and end on April 20th. Between this time, we are having these 3 phases, which is the first phase will be based on adventure. So we will be visiting places around Alla, and then the second phase is based on locations which include our heritage. So like Anuradhapura, Polonnaru, and those stuff. In the last phase, we will be visiting the down south in Hikkaduwa, Goal, those regions. Yeah, so I think it will be very exciting for the participants, of course. And moving on. These are some photos from our past year. So you can see like 2 familiar faces, Vimsaraya and Chamudaya. And there are some other, I don't think you need know these people. Yes, yeah, so that was 2019 of Ceylon Safari. And the next slide, we have Ceylon Safari 2000. Next slide, please. Yeah, 2018 Ceylon Safari. Yeah. And the next slide, you can see, yeah. And these are the co-founders of Ceylon Safari. These the chairpersons and the co-founders of Ceylon Safari. Yeah. So that brings an end for the presentation from the International Service Avenue. If you are interested, do join our projects. Yeah, as I mentioned before, we will be needing developers in the next year. So if you are a developer, do let me know. Okay, thank you. Over to you, Savin and Monty.
I think we had some interesting insights to yet another wonderful avenue with endless possibilities, I would say, Maliti, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not wrong, right? So thank you so much, Rotaract Avishkaya, for taking us through the International Services Avenue.
Yeah, especially the Cognizant. That's something that really caught my attention. So thank you again. Okay, so Savin, so we have once again come to some really interesting phase of the event. So see, for now we have been conducting a lot of avenue sessions, and in case if someone is bored, I think it's time to have a little break. And when we say break, it's an interesting, entertaining break. Okay, so let's please our eyes and ears with something different. It's time to witness an astonishing item from one of your own beloved friends, our newbie. Any guesses? Okay, we will tell.
Well, it is none other than our lovely newbie, Tisini Amavindi, from the Faculty of Architecture, who will be entertaining us with her astonishing dance. So let us invite her on stage.
Well, our newbies are so talented, isn't it, Savin? And we could see how the chat box was going crazy as well.
I know. I was that's exactly what I was wondering too, Maliti. And needless to say, the chat box itself attests to the talent of our newbies.
That was really a ravishing performance. And thank you once again for entertaining us, Nangi. Okay, so
Maliti, so yeah, after that Amazing.
We'll have to move on.
Yeah, sadly, we will have to move on, but
Have to
again,
move on.
not sadly, because there's more in store, an interesting
Much
session. So
more.
now, exactly. So now let's move on to another avenue. And this is the club services avenue.
Okay. So in this club services avenue, this is kind of a section that accommodates a very beautiful platform for newer members, for current members, and for board representatives, so that they can engage with each other,
And some of the best projects in this avenue are Cast 4 and Indie Retro, which I cannot forget to mention.
So once again, no need to mention, no need to bore anyone with our words. Let's just invite our dear Rotaractor, Ramindu Jayasinghe, Rotaractor Nikit Fernando, and Rotaractor Janet Pimsara to educate our newbies on this particular topic.
Hi guys, hope I am audible.
Yes, you're audible.
And I'm really sorry, I'm having a power cut right now, so I won't be able to turn on my camera. So yeah, let's move on. And so just like you guys mentioned, in club service avenue, we organize projects for our members so that they can enjoy their time in the Rotaract movement. So in Rotaract here, we normally organize around 10 to 12 projects. And today I am going to talk about some of the signature projects organized by the club services avenue. So moving on, our first project is Trivia Fiesta. So this is a quiz competition based on TV and film series. It's a virtual competition. So what we did in this was we had 4 TV and film series. So in 4 days we had 4 separate quiz competitions, and in each competition we had 3 rounds. So our participants had to go through those 3 rounds, and the participant with the highest marks was crowned as the winner. So this was a project that many of our Rotaractors in Sri Lanka attended. So yes, that's about Trivia Fiesta. And the next project is Mithur Sunanga. So I hope most of you guys know about Mithur Sunanga. I think some of the flyers were shared in your groups as well. So if I talk about Mithur Sunanga, this was in this was organized back in 2013-14 time. So this time Mithur Sunanga was organized after 8 to 9 years later. So what happened in Mithur Sunanga was it was a fund gathering for the members of our club Rotaract Mora and the alumni of Rotaract and alumni of the University of Mora Rotaract Club. And we have very talented Rotaractors in our clubs, just like you saw earlier. So it was a musical event, and Rotaractors had so much fun during the event. And I saw there were some Nangil and Malila from the 21st batch as well. So I hope it was fun, and probably we'll see more projects like this in the future as well. And next in line we have in Directo. So before COVID-19 pandemic, our club had a project named Refraction. So it was a physical treasure hunt project where our members could team up and do the treasure hunt in the university premises. But after COVID-19 pandemic, university was closed and we couldn't do much about it. So then we had to transform from physical to virtual. So that's how Indirecto came to life. So here you can see some of the screenshots from our Indirecto website, which was developed by our very own members of the club. So this time Indirecto is going to happen on the 3rd of April. So I think you guys are pretty excited about it and hope to see a lot of teams from your batch in Indirecto. And next in line we have Cast 4. And I'm not going to talk much about Cast 4 right now because I think in the coming few weeks I have to talk about this again. So briefly, after the orientation, ignition and all, this is the project we organized for you guys as the newbies. And so under Cast 4 will be organized, there will be 2 events. So first one is the esports tournament, and then we have our online how to do competition. So I'll just keep it there, and later in the coming few weeks I am going to have another time from our membership development team to talk more about this project. So the thing I can say is that